So the new iPhone 12 Pro Max has just been announced, and it's got some insane specs for both photo and video. But is it right for you? Stick around.
Brian G. Johnson.
Brian G here, and to grow on YouTube, stake your claim and amplify your message. To do that, subscribe. And to really jumpstart your channel, check out my free 40-minute YouTube Masterclass, link in the description. So whether you're into photography or video, the new iPhones are tremendous, and they pack a lot of new, really exciting features. Specifically the Pro line, iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max. This is the 11 Pro Max, and I've taken a ton of photos and video, and I'm blown away by the quality. I absolutely can't wait to see what these new phones are going to be capable of. And what's really interesting about these Pro model iPhones is the Max version has a sensor that's 47 times larger than the regular Pro. Larger sensor means larger pixels, which are capable of collecting a lot more light. 87% improvement in low light conditions. Incredible. Let's talk a little bit about the lenses and what they're going to mean for your photos and video. First, the telephoto lens. It's got an f2.2 aperture. That's pretty decent. It's going to let in a lot of light. And what's interesting is the focal length. Last year with the iPhone 11, it was 50 millimeters, and now we've got a 65 millimeter focal length. This is going to be interesting for great portraits, getting a bit of blur and so on. And this telephoto lens is capable of a 2.5 optical zoom. Tremendous. You know, last year one of the things I loved so much was night mode. That was released with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but one of the things that was missing was the time-lapse night mode. However, that'll be available on the new 12 series iPhones. Fantastic. And if you're looking at the 12 Max, the 12 Pro Max, notice the wide-angle lens has an aperture or f-stop of 1.6, which is an improvement from last year's model, which was a 1.8. Another feature I really loved with the iPhone 11 Pro Max was the stabilization. It was fantastic. However, once again, we're even doing better with the 12 Pro Max version. Because this year we've got optical image stabilization, and what that means is the sensor is being stabilized physically in the phone itself and really is able to remove jitters in the video. It's going to smooth everything out. It's going to be fantastic for low light photography as well as video. Stable video footage for the win. Another really big feature, finally coming to the Apple iPhone, RAW support for photos. Yes! Why is that a big deal? Simple. When you take a photo with RAW, the photo has got so much more data. That means you can change the color profile. If you take a photo indoors and you kind of got some of those yellow light thing going on and everybody's orange, you can change the color profile with the white balance. You can't do that with a JPEG. You can, however, with RAW. Or maybe the shadows are too dark. Push them up. It's a RAW file. That's a big win for iPhone 12 Pro users. Now, that's a feature that's going to be released in the coming months. Wicked. Next up, Pro Video. Big deal because we're going 10-bit on an iPhone. What does that mean? Really means more data, once again, is being captured and more colors. In fact, over 700 million colors will be available when we're looking at the Pro models of the iPhone. And these new iPhones will be capable of recording in Dolby Vision HDR, which is kind of a fancy way to say all kinds of data will be available in these video files, and you'll be able to tweak the colors to your heart's content. Fantastic. However, is this camera right for you? And specifically the 12 Max. Because that's the one that's got the bigger sensor, the bigger pixels, the better low light performance. It's $1,400 if you max it out with like 500 gigs and you don't have a trade-in. $1,400. Here's the thing to think about. This is a Sony ZV-1. It fits in your pocket. It takes absolutely incredible photos and video. It's got a little windscreen built in. It's $700. It's half the price. Now here's the thing, if you're constantly taking photos or video, then yeah, by all means, have at it. But if that's what you're doing and you're really into videography or photography and you haven't really stepped into cameras, you may want to pause and think about something like the Sony ZV-1, available brand new for less than $800. Now, if you'd like to grow your channel on YouTube, check out the video on the screen right now. Click and watch, and when you do, sure, you're gonna get all kinds of tips to help you grow, but even better, you're gonna feed a poodle. I've got 2 poodles and they're hungry. You dig?